Friends, the modern world has seen three very extreme systems of governance. The foreign rule over colonies, the authoritarian systems, and the democracies. By now, it is proved beyond doubt that people's own government in a democracy is the best possible system. It may have its limitations, but nothing better has evolved. We have also seen that it has made lives of the people better in a number of countries. The best thing about democracy is that it is a self-correcting system. Autopilot system is there for the correction. There are internal control in it. Moreover, there is a process and possibility for listening to the people's voice. Problem arises when a disconnect occurs. A democracy, in true sense, is an organic system, is an organic entity. Every moment and every activity is an interplay between the people and the government. Another problem is that we take the government as a provider and people as beneficiaries. This prevents people from being active partners in the development process. It also creates a mismatch in what is needed and what is delivered. Once we correct these two fundamental issues, democracy can deliver the results which we are awaiting for. I may add that for vast and diverse countries like India, there cannot be a better model of governance than a democracy. It all allows the local voices and concerns to be built into the national agenda and state-level roadmaps. I personally do not see any clash in this, but there is a big condition here. The condition is that those in the government have to understand that people's good is the biggest agenda. Governments are just the guardians of the people's interests. They are only trustee of nation's resources and nothing more. People need to have faith that there is no foul play in the process. I will give you a small example from my experience in Gujarat. When I took over as a chief minister 12 years back, our energy sector was in a bad shape. Electric subsidy for drawing underground water for irrigation was a big issue. I personally talked to farmers. I met them. I discussed them. I tried to understand them. I told them that what they need is not electricity, but water. I assured them to arrange for enough surface water. At the same time, I also appeal to them for water conservation through micro irrigation and other measures. Both the government and people work together, and the waterfront, we could create a large number of water harvesting and conservation structures. Today, most parts of the state get surface water. It has also led to rising of the underground water tables. So, the net result in financial terms is that the expenses of the farmers have reduced. With availability of water, farmers have diversified their crops. Now there is a more crop per acre of land and more production per drop of water. Our slogan is per drop, more crop. That is why our average annual growth rate is 10% over the last decade. Friends, in India, we believe that the whole universe, including the human race, is still in the process of evolution. So is the case with democracy and its systems. It has to further evolve, and we all will have to contribute. I can list out at least 5 areas where it is very useful to take democracy to the further heights. The first is enhancing the level of harmony. Democracy lives in the hearts of the people. Mahatma Gandhi had said that the spirit of democracy requires change of the heart. It requires the spirit of. With that in mind, we decided to reward those local self-government which have unanimous elections. The experience is very good. There are a number of villages where elections are held as a celebration. There are no bitter fights. At many such places, all the members of local bodies are women who get elected unanimously. The second area is enhancing the level of participation. And for that I will say that we had to move ahead from mere representation to participation. Today when we are talking about the democracy, mainly we are focusing on the representative democracy. In future we'll have to discuss about the participatory democracy. And that's why I say the representation through participation. In Gujarat, we have made programs where people's participation is the key. Especially in social sector like education, health, agriculture, we undertake annual drives. In all these drives, one hand, we engage the entire political leadership and administrative machinery, and on the other, we involve people from all walks of life. Similarly, in drinking water, we have given the local management to village level committees of people. This initiative under the banner of WASMO institution has got Public Service Award of the UN. In fact, now this WASMO institution has become a mass movement. The third is enhancing the level of information. The present age is an age of information. Governments cannot be kept and run from secret files. The time has gone. With this in mind, we have laid a robust broadband connectivity up to the villages. Our optical fiber network is the biggest in Asia. With the help of this, government and the people are able to exchange information on a real-time basis. Our policy formulation is also result of wide consultation with the people. We put the draft policies online for people to view and give inputs. And this shows the transparency. A policy thus evolved is owned by the government and also by the people. This helps in the process of implementation. The result is that even a common man knows that we are a policy-driven state. And in democracy, this is the fundamental. The state must be a policy-driven. The fourth is enhancing the level of institutionalization. Fifth, and the most important evolution is enhancing our own capacity to listen. In a democracy, listening and redressing people's grievance is the master key. Since last 10 years, we have been running an ICT-based program called Swagat. It has also won the Public Service Award of the United Nations. Let me now refer to the issues of the countries in the emerging markets. I believe that it is a mistake to consider these countries merely as markets. And I wish that this forum must think about it. Are they simply markets? Is it not necessary we change our terminology? I suggest we should rather call them emerging growth centers. They can be converted as growth centers of the world with right harnessing of the natural and human resources. What they need is the belief that they can move faster, can create bigger, and can perform better. They will have to believe in the magic of three things: skill, speed, and scale. When I say skill, it means preparing the people. When I say speed, means a strong focus on faster growth. And when I say scale, I mean thinking big. With focus on these three key drivers, they will also have to put in place a framework for innovation and technology adoption. This evolution is also necessary from the point of view of sustainability of the global economy. Emerging countries are generally blessed with good human resources, but they have to invest in it. Their human resources has to be made productive. They have to be empowered with skills, tools, infrastructures, and services. If this happens, the global production cycles will surely move towards the emerging market countries. I must also add that there is no alternative to good governance. Good governance is the key solution of the so many problems. This is the most awaited and also the most complex issue. We have to learn every day and from everyone to make it better and better. Good governance starts from good intentions. It survives on lasting institutions and reaches across national boundary and even beyond. Quality of life, business environment, and economic growth, they all finally depend upon effective governance. Lack of good governance is like the problem of diabetes. It provides home to many other ills affecting all organs of the body. I keep saying that good governance is always easy and effective governance. And in the 21st century, the world is particularly looking towards it. At the end, I would like to say that we should not have any doubts about democracy. It has got a strong foundation. At the same time, it has a flexible structure. Let us build systems upon those foundations. Let us design useful practices and processes in its flexible framework. The emerging market countries stand to benefit the most from such re-engineering. What they additionally need to do is to prepare their people. This is needed to take advantage of the opportunities which are sure to emerge. Once again, I wish you all the best. Thanks a lot. Friends, some of the specific questions were sent to me. I've already covered, I've tried my level best to cover most of those points in my speech. However, I would like to respond to these issues which were not covered. The first question related to effectiveness in democracy without adopting the lowest common denominator. It's a very good question, and of course, naturally, this question normally it arises. I have already said enough on effectiveness. Moreover, don't forget that most of the high-performing countries of the world are democracies. In India also, now development has become an agenda. People are not ready to be fooled by anymore. And I say it's a good sign, because there is an urge from the people. They want development. This is the beginning of breaking up those limitations. The second question is about short-term pressure and longer-term goals and the vested interest groups. It's a very, the people, those who are in the position, they understand how in the democratic system, we have to face the pressure. Of course, this is the reality. But even though, you see, as I said earlier, what matter is your own intention. They will affect by only if you are like them. You have to break their circle and reach to the people. Reach to the larger goals. The common man, after a period, will start supporting you. And that is what counts for a democratic leader. And here my experience is, regularly I used to meet the people, thousands of people. I directly go to the people, I talk to them. And it has come across all the barriers. And Gujarat is beneficiary. The third question is about Gujarat's high growth compared to other states of India. At the outset, I must say that things have changed in many other states also. We must recognize. In Gujarat, right from the day one, we adopted an integrated strategy. This is based on 5 key sectors. I used to say Panchamrit, 5 nectars. It includes water, energy, education, human resources, and security. We have always believed in the mantra of Gujarat's growth for India's growth. The another question related to rising of the income levels and living standard of rural population and farmers, and also generation of jobs. I must say that addition to the water sector, which I have already spoken in my speech, Our Jyotigam Yojana was a turning point. With availability of 24 by 7, 365 days, three-phase uninterrupted power, the rural life, rural business and industry also got energized. About the jobs, it is very satisfying for us that Gujarat is the biggest creator of jobs in the country. We have allowed a very healthy business environment. That is why there is a lot of investment and lot of job creation. There is one another question is, how have you managed to motivate the civil servants to implement your policies? First of all, you have to have a faith in your arms and legs. Only then you can perform. I motivated them to take decisions. I encouraged them to take up projects which give them self-satisfaction. In our mythology, we used to say, Swantah Sukhaya, self-satisfaction. And I gave a freedom to all my government employees. They can take up that project according to their wish, according to their choice. And there is a very good result. So it was a very good encouragement. We call this project Swantah Sukhaya. We regularly organize Chintan Shivir, which are brainstorming sessions to share information and cut across departmental rigidity. The last question which I have received that regarding the controlling of the corruption, and particularly you have asked about the Gujarat. I am happy that this message has reached to your forum also. You have asked me how Gujarat is doing better against corruption. Whether Gujarat is better or not, I can say that it's not good for me to judge myself. Let the people judge it. And I'm sure that people are a better judge. And this is the reason that one after another, people are giving us a chance to do the service, and we are winning elections. What I know, and I said in my speech also, is that you have to make it a system-based governance. You have to make it a policy-driven governance. And I always focus, policy-driven governance. It takes care of discretion, it reduces subjectivity, and it reduces corruption.